where she walks, that's the same as you need to be able to trot Ginger around and only kick or use your feet when she's quit on you. That's like the consequence, the reproach for not continuing what you got. Step forward. Okay. Think about you're stepping forward to her. There you go. Touch back. And that's where it's like you need to be in a relaxed state so she can be in a relaxed state. Drive her a little bit. You're ahead of her. So get back to your driving position.
I'm still stepping back. How do you...
You're stepping to the side, forward and to the side. With your right leg. That is what steps forward.
The right leg steps forward?
Yes. Stay more parallel to her. Like when your arms are
facing
spread
her?
out. Yes.
Okay.
There you go. Do you want to...
She's really becoming a pretty horse.
Go ahead and disengage the hindquarters like we... What I do right there, like if I'm driving her around, when I get ready to disengage, I'm going to go ahead and put the rope in this hand, have more room to pull, and when that, I want to hold the front end still, drive the hind end around. That was very good. She did that with minimal help from me. So that's where it's like you just want to keep increasing, building, getting better on that. Stay more turn to her. When she slows down, you are turned more into her.
If I feel she's too close to me, what's the best way to get her to...
Just drive with your body, but it's like a horse is going to be able to read you. Their pecking order, they can read. I think it's like a horse might have to kick somebody once, but the next time they pin their ears, the horse that got kicked is going to be gone because that's all it takes now.
Yeah.
To get them to wake up. So it's like you may need to get onto her right now and push her away, but reward her for moving away from you by not pulling on her face. Don't let her run to the end of the rope, but let her know that that's the correct thing. But you're kind of holding her at this position so she feels that that's the right thing to do. So
Which I want her face this way, not her body.
Right. So you want her body making a C around you, where her shoulders are lifted, her hind end is driving, and her nose is turned to you.
So how do I get her to get her?
Drive with your body. Use a little rope if you need to. Don't be so close to her, because so right there, you're just stepping into her. You want to step into making a better circle, a bigger circle. You're stepping back, making a smaller circle right now, so step forward. Step forward into her and teach her to step away. Step forward. Step forward to her shoulders. With the other foot. You're stepping with your left or with your right foot mainly. Step with your left. Like this. And your right foot just follows your left.
Step like what?
Step with your left. Like this. And your right is just going to follow your left. Don't step your left foot back. Because so her nose is going to do what that leg you're driving with does, and you're bringing it back. So that's creating a smaller circle for her. Step forward, making a bigger circle.
With my left.
With your left. Because see, even there you're stepping back. Let the right foot follow and making that circle. And then you don't have to stay in one.
Oh, instead of trying to stand in one spot.
Like you still need to maintain your circle, but you can make a bigger circle because your rope isn't long enough so you're stepping away from it. Drive forward. Let me show you. So I'm going to step forward. And I'm basically walking the circle with you. Like if we did this for a mile, I've got a little pressure has no distance. I can be standing on her, whacking her, or I can be back here and apply pressure. But just my body language is pushing her forward, is pushing her away. But I'm stepping forward with my left. Did you see her shoulders move away from me? Right there, when I step more forward, her shoulders stepped away. But if I was going to step back, she's going to come in on me, which is going to slow her down, which is what's happening with you. And then you feel like you have to get back here and drive. So if you just continually are driving, you've already fixed several problems. But everything we do on the ground needs to flip over into the saddle. So I want to get them where they're soft in the face and where they're already driving with their hind leg. And then just don't give up. Basically, do consistency. And then like right there, she didn't know what I was asking, but I held it until she did what she needed to do. And you get to where, like right now, I want you to get like 2 or 3 steps, but get to where you can make her a turn with her just stopping and moving her front end. Because that will just help you in the saddle, like with Ginger, a stop and a quicker turn. Okay, you want to come back to it? You're parallel to her, and you're stepping. Your right leg steps towards her, your left steps like parallel with her. Okay? Are you? It don't matter. Stay more towards the shoulder, not so far back. Trot her if you want. If you're wanting her to trot, give her a little more rope. Stay to her shoulders, but you're kind of tense, so she's not sure what she's supposed to be doing. She needs to know this is the right thing. So just remain calm. Stay more turned into her.
So what you're saying is we're training Maria, not necessarily training Fire.
That's what we
Right.
need to do.
Every
Train me.
horse's problem is the owner. Like, and that's the same for my horses. Like, anytime there's a problem, it is most definitely at least 60% person. And even if it's the horse's habit now, the owner created the habit to begin with.
And because she was a broodmare for we don't know how long, hasn't been worked with in years.
Right. Stay more to her shoulder. You're really getting behind her. The right thing has to be easy and the wrong thing hard. And that's where it was like, I didn't let her trot faster because like I gave her more space, but it was like, no, I want you to hold this trot. You don't need to go faster, go out farther, but like just a little correction and then we're back to comfy spot where I want her to be.
And that's kind of the same thing with every exercise Maria learns with her, like putting her in the trailer. Because you got her in the trailer today in what, 2 minutes? A minute and a half she was in the trailer.
Yeah, she stalled a little bit.
Mhm.
And then she's looking at me, and, you know, and I wouldn't let her back up. I held her at that spot. And then after, not even a minute, maybe a minute,
Maybe.
she went, okay, stepped in.
Well, and this thing, it's like, if we make the the little things hard, there's no way we can get to the big things. But if the big things are super simple and it's like, oh yeah, I can do that because you made it easy, then the big things won't be that big of a deal either. Like when I start a cult, if I make walking and trotting hard and difficult and they never do the right thing, how am I ever going to get them to lope off smooth? Because they're scared of anything that I ask, because I've never made what they feel is a comfy spot. So I've got to make it a comfy spot. So when I start loping a horse, I ask them to lope and I just sit on top of it. And that's where it's like, I teach them to stay with me by first staying with them. So it's like, I don't even steal. I just make sure they're in a safe place and I just let them lope around. Because one, I want to teach them that they need to lope around until I ask them to stop. And two, they need to stay under me. So for now, I'll just stay on top of them and ride, we might be all over the place. But they need to feel me stay with them, and then I can start asking them to stay with me.
Okay.
So you can give in to her a little bit. Like some of it I feel like she probably knows enough. Don't let her run over you kind of thing by thinking, oh yeah, like I don't know anything for you, like you're gonna be easy. Like don't let her run over you, but give her some grace. Show that like we can work together at this. Because it's like if you're just this mean, demanding person, why does she want to be with you?
Right.
Why does she want to spend any time with you? So make it a fun experience. Make it a reason for her to be there. You can't expect a great course to happen overnight. It takes literally 8 years.
And even if she was broke, she's gotten away with whatever.
Right.
Or been able to
But
do it.
my thought is she was never super broke.
Yeah.
Just the Amish horses are broke because they're tired and have a lack of nutrition, and so that makes them not have much energy and be willing to do what you ask, because one, they can be pulled around easily because they don't weigh very much, and two, because they don't have the energy to rebel against you.
We have noticed
I
that
only know that she was with the Amish for like 2 years.
2 or 3 years.
I don't know where she was before that. I know where she was born and I know where she was a little while, but there's that big chunk of time. I don't know if she was a brood mare, if she was somebody's horse,
Yeah.
If she was racing, we don't know.
We don't know. Yeah.
And we have noticed that as she puts more weight on and she gets healthier, she is getting feistier.
What are you
Take her
wanting to do?
out there.
Yeah, you can do that.
I think her feet are hurting her, and I want to make sure I'm cleaning enough to get the stuff in there and to recognize if she has. And I don't know what you can do if you have a frog that is.
Well, if it's thrush, then you've got what you need for that. Yeah, she's got thrush.
So
and
how
that's-
do you
That's you've got the cracks in the frog here.
the cracks in the way?
Yeah, and it's sore. She did not want me doing that. So how do you know there's thrush? Because of this.
The cracks in
And
her
it's-
frog.
The cracks in the frog, that should not be.
So I just keep
And-
putting the
Yeah.
thrush stuff on there? Should not know like that. I have the liquid too.
This is the best.
Is it?
Yes. You can get it in there pretty good. Easy. No.
So you stuff it
How
right.
about
Yes.
Put that
Yeah.
nozzle right in there.
Because, and that's the thing, Copper Talks is good too, but I did this thing with the guy that I've been chewing with, and he's like, you know what, we had Copper Talks for 57 years, but he's like, they made whatever that is, the white stuff,
The powder.
and it's like, you're trying to dry them up, so why would you not be using powder?
Right.
But yeah, shove it in there and just try to, because that's what it is moisture that's locked in there. And so if we might be able to cut some frog away, see if you can't just get that nozzle in there and you know, get a good dose in there.
So
Let's see.
on the other part, it looked okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and her toes aren't long or anything.
Can
Should
do
we-
her others
So,
too?
yeah.
Yeah, she's usually pretty cooperative on the first foot.
I think that's the one. I mean, that frog looks really bad, doesn't it? That's frog, isn't it?
Yeah. But it can all be pulled away.
Oh, it can? Oh, wow.
It's like
That
trimming
doesn't
their
hurt her?
cuticle, right?
No. What is it?
Like trimming their cuticle.
Yeah, but it doesn't even like, if you pull on your cuticle that much, that's gonna hurt. That doesn't hurt her like that. Woo. That
See,
is
I-
a pretty big hole in there.
I wasn't doing that.
Yeah, start doing that and see if it'll
Should
heal
I
up
do it
like
daily?
That. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so we got it. The two of us got to work at that.
Whoa.
Go ahead and move away. Just we want her to be on this side, so don't let her get away with that.
Yeah, she's generally pretty cooperative. First
But I
first
think her-
hoof.
I think they've been hurting her.
Hey girls! Where are they all at? Gone.
They were over
Boy,
behind
they're
the
over
building.
there.
They're by the building.
This is not as deep, but still. Go ahead and have E. We need to tie horses up so I can run Mace to her soccer. And try to let it sit in there to dry. You know, like do it on a dry surface where she can.
We probably have
River, where'd you come from?
we probably have to do that when she's in the yard, not when she's in her paddock.
Yeah.
Oh, you want Ginger tied up? Can I ride her in? Yeah. Well, no. I mean, you can ride her for a second. I guess go lope around a little bit. And then, see, this is not deep like that.
That's not what?
That's not as deep,
Okay.
but it's definitely thrush.
Oh yeah, so that hole isn't anywhere
See,
near.
I was putting it in
Yeah.
here, not realizing
See,
that it.
like, yeah, the divots there are necessary. Like, that is the frog of it. And so that can be cut away. The sides of it, you know, and then, like, let's look at this horse's foot. Thank you. So I've treated him for some thrush.
Because I don't know what it's really supposed to look like. You know?
Mm-hmm. But, and this is like first set of shoes back, but see, he's got,
Oh, his looks pretty.
but
So.
I've got all that and it's starting to fill in. So those,
What's
Are-
starting to fill in?
this right
This,
here.
okay.
Yes.
Will there
And it's
always be
starting
a
to
little
dry up.
crack there, or?
Yes. Maybe Badger will have a. Honestly, don't know what Badger looks like. Like to a point, there isn't like that could be cut out there. So like I knife this and clean that out, and so you do have, but see, like fire's got it up into here on that front
Yeah.
one, and that is what's causing the pain and the problem.
Okay.
And it's pretty
But
deep
look
on her
out-
front hooves.
Yes. Yes.
So just keep cleaning them out every
Keep
day
cleaning them
and
out
putting
and
the.
shove that in there. And hopefully you'll start to feel that that hole's getting smaller by how you can't get that in there.
Okay.
So,
Thank you.
yeah, you bet. Look up what, like, the bottom of a horse's hoof. Like, look that up. And,
I did try looking,
Okay.
but like a lot of them are shoed, so it's
Mhm.
you know
you can't tell the difference.
yeah. I tried to look up on shoed. So as far as me getting a saddle
Uh-huh.
for her, what do I need to do? Because her, what is this called again? Her withers.
Withers. Uh-huh.
Hers is pretty high.
Right. So
Now
just
she
make
hasn't
sure
filled in
that
enough,
your
but
gullet is, you know, but
you
that
think she's
can-
gonna need a pretty high.
Yeah, just because, and that's the thing, your pad can make a difference. So, but it's still got to sit up, like there needs to be plenty of clearance for her withers when she's moving. because that's just going to cause pain and then be problematic.
Yeah.
So yeah. The main thing is I would just say start there. She's got a pretty straight back.
As far as the rest of the saddle, does it matter? It's
No.
mainly this that matters?
Yeah, just
Okay.
make sure that you've got high enough there that her shoulder has, or her withers, her shoulders have plenty of clearance. You want it, this is like a 14.5-inch seat, I think. So 15 is, I feel like that's a big 14.5. I'm like, I even have a 16 that seems small, and it's like, I ride it like it's a 15.
I think a 16 would be too
So
big. 14
the best
and a half
thing,
might
make
be
sure
okay.
you sit in it and make sure you like it. Because I've definitely bought saddles and not liked them.
Well, and that's what I'm
So-
afraid of. If I can get one fairly cheap
Mm-hmm.
for the first one, just to get it on her, so I can practice, you know, putting it on her and stuff. I think if I could just do that, I'd be okay and get her used to having a saddle on her.
Sure.
So, all right.